The life insurance industry just had its, wait, we can do that moment, and you were either about to save hundreds of dollars or discover something embarrassing sitting in your medical records right now. We are talking about a complete overhaul of how insurers decide whether to cover you, how much to charge, and whether your application even passes the smell test. For decades, getting life insurance meant sweating through a full physical, handing over vials of blood, peeing in a cup, and then waiting 6 agonizing weeks while a stranger in a cubicle decided your fate over a stack of paperwork. Now, underwriters are pulling real-time data on your medical history, income, employment, and credit in the time it takes you to finish your morning coffee. Here is the engine driving all of this. A quiet but powerful partnership between the Medical Information Bureau and credit giants like Equifax has handed insurers a digital dossier on tens of millions of Americans. They can now verify up to 24 months of your income, your job titles, your employment dates, and chunks of your health history before you even hit the submit button. The upside, and yes, there genuinely is one, is that faster data means faster decisions and often lower premiums because insurers are no longer pricing in the "we have no idea who this person is" uncertainty tax. When the information gap closes, so does the gap between what you pay and what you actually deserve to pay based on your real risk profile. But here is where the plot thickens, and a lot of people quietly panic. If your application conflicts with what their databases already know, insurers do not assume you forgot. They assume you are hiding something. A prescription you stopped taking in 2015, a resolved health issue you mentally filed under ancient history, or an employment date you guessed wrong, can all trigger a discrepancy flag that tanks your rate or gets you rejected outright. Experts in this space are now using the phrase accidental dishonesty to describe what happens when well-meaning applicants guess instead of verify, and it is costing people real money. Before you apply for anything, they say, open your prescription drawer, log into your MyChart portal, and actually read what your medical record says about you, because the underwriter already has. And here is the liberating secret most people do not know. You have the legal right to see exactly what the insurers see before they see it themselves. You can pull your MIB consumer file for free once every 12 months, request your employment verification through Equifax's work number, check your credit report at annualcreditreport.com, and review your driving record through your state DMV for any DUIs or violations sitting in the last 3 to 5 years. History has a dry sense of humor here, because every major industry that resisted data transparency eventually got dragged into it anyway, and insurance is simply the latest contestant. The difference this time is that the data cuts both ways, giving consumers real power to audit, correct, and even advocate for themselves before the algorithm ever renders a verdict. Speaking of advocating, if your history is complicated, meaning a past heart attack, a bankruptcy, a gap in employment, do not let a cold algorithm be your only narrator. A well-written cover letter providing context around that cardiac event or financial rough patch can completely change how an underwriter interprets your file, because humans still make the final call on complex cases and context genuinely matters. This is also where the type of agent you work with stops being a minor footnote and becomes a major financial decision. An independent agent who represents dozens of carriers will shop your specific profile across the market, while a captive agent locked to one brand has exactly one answer, no matter how poorly it fits your situation. The misconception worth killing right now is that this data revolution only helps the insurance companies, because that is exactly backwards. When insurers have more accurate information, they price more accurately, which means healthy people with clean records stop subsidizing the uncertainty premium that used to be baked into everyone's quote. The practical playbook here is almost embarrassingly simple. Audit yourself before they audit you. Answer what you know and say, "I don't know," instead of guessing on what you don't. And pick your agent like you are picking a lawyer, meaning someone who works for you, not the company. Discipline in preparation beats conviction in guessing every single time. Philosophically, this shift is just the latest reminder that the systems around us are always moving, always updating. And the people who win are the ones who learn the rules of the new game instead of playing by the old ones. You do not need to be an expert in insurance underwriting. You just need to be honest, prepared, and strategic with who is in your corner. The irony of all of this is that the industry spent a century hiding behind complexity, blood draws, and 6-week timelines. And the moment data made things faster and cheaper, it also made everything more transparent for the consumer who bothers to look. That is the quiet power shift hiding inside what sounds like a boring story about insurance paperwork. Whether you walk away from this getting approved instantly or deciding to clean up your records first, both outcomes are wins because you are making a decision with open eyes instead of crossed fingers. And that is exactly the kind of rational preparation that pays off long term. So check the links in the description below where we can help you get started, whether in real estate investing, home contracting work, or finding the right lenders for your next move.